Hello, my beautiful trap stars. It's your favorite spiritual pusher, Queen Celine. Happy 2026 to everyone who's viewing this. All right. I hope that this reading finds you happy, healthy, and whole. So if you are new to this channel, welcome in. My name is Queen Celine. I'm a very blunt reader. And if you are a returning subscriber, one of my OGs, welcome back. I love you deep. This is the reason why. You are the reason why I do this, okay? So with that being said, he, she, they, them, all my readings. Flip the twist or reverse it however you need to. However, y'all know the drill by now. If it do not fit, do not make it stick, okay? Do not give your power to tarot or the readers, all right? Use your discernment. And like I always like to say, put a pin in it if you need to. So let's get into this message. Let's see what we have coming towards us. What does Spirit want to let us know? Holy Spirit, Infinite Spirit, angels of greater good. What is it that my trap stars need to know at this time? What is it that my trap stars need to know at this time? Spirit. This is going to be a timeless reading meant to find you whenever you are called to see this, okay? So we have a fork in the road and we have the fates. Right off the bat, baby. Right off the bat, we got a fork in the road, okay? This is crazy. And it's fated and destined. The angels is here to tell you. Bottom of the deck, we have not for you. There's something that's not for you. There's something that you think you're about to be doing, you're supposed to be doing. You know, you could be, however the case may go. You might be thinking you're doing everything the right way. And lo and behold, maybe you're not supposed to do shit the right way. Maybe that's your problem. Okay, maybe it's hard for you because you do stuff the right way and nowhere was you supposed to do it the right way. I don't know. Neither here nor there. There's a fork in the road that's coming up, or there is something that you want to take action on. There's something that you're expecting, or there's something that you want something to go a certain way, and Spirit is saying, nope, there's going to be a fork in the road because we have something better for you. There's something that's not for you, okay? And then we have to be fair. To be fair, okay? So Spirit could be bringing something back around for you as well as what I'm hearing, okay? Something that you, right, confirmation, something that you thought you, something maybe that you thought that you already lost a chance on, that you weren't going to be able to receive. Spirit could be bringing that back around for you. Or again, Spirit could be taking you on a whole different journey, so you can receive, right? That's not for you wants to keep showing itself. We're going to clarify this energy. All that glitters. Wow. Bottom of the deck. No place like home. Peace, peace, peace. No place like home. Peace. All right, y'all. We're going to get into this message because it's not for you. Kept falling out. There is something that is clearly not for you. And I feel like there's something that you're doing and you think that you're doing this the right way, or you think that something good is going to come from it. Again, sometimes doing the right thing can really fuck you up, especially if you were never meant to do it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, even villains are good people and good people are villains, like duality. So to me, I feel like there's someone here who wants to do the right thing, and Spirit is saying like, hold up, that's going to get you fucked up. Only take that message if it applies. Only put a pin in it if it applies, okay? For others of you, I feel like there is a journey or a chapter that you're after, and Spirit is saying that that is not for you, and they're going to come in and intervene what you have going on. Again, we're going to clarify all of this energy because I'm really going with the latter one versus this one that I just said. My spirit feels more comfortable with that, but I'm going to let the cards do the talking. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so let's get into this. Okay, so first and foremost, what is this fork in the road? What is this fork in the road for my trap stars? That was fast, and it landed literally on the card. That's crazy work. 8 of Pentacles. So there could be a fork in the road when it comes to your career, or how you think your career is supposed to take off, how you think that's supposed to look, okay? You're going through some sort of development at this time, okay? So something is about to occur that is going to help shape you, okay? Or it's going to prepare you for this takeoff, all right? Spirit is really calling for you to focus on how to reach your goals, okay? So, right, boom. Step 1, what is your goal? Step 2, when do you expect to have this done by? You know what I'm saying? Step 3, working towards it. So for some of you, I feel like when it comes to your dreams or your aspirations or your business or whatever with this 8 of Pentacles, I feel like you are so overwhelmed by the bits and pieces that you don't know where to start, but yet you haven't even created a goal. We got short-term and long-term goals, and you haven't even created a short-term goal. So Spirit is saying that you're putting too much control and you're being too rigid, because we have the Emperor in reverse with this business or with this skill. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, whatever this is for you, you have too much control over it, and it's causing you to be rigid. If you are planning all these steps, or if you're looking at all the things that you don't have, or if you are, trying to figure out where to start, it's like a puzzle and you're looking at all these pieces. If you become overwhelmed, you're never going to fucking start the puzzle. You're going to put all that shit away. But if you just find one little spot and you start connecting 1 and 1, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, then you are going to start seeing the picture come together. Okay. But there's something about being rigid within your craftsmanship, within this development. And that's why we're having this fork in the road, okay? We have the 6 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Something old can be returning, or you could be feeling like you're too washed up, okay? Or whatever, or you might feel like there's a bunch of competition, whatever the case may be. And this is why we have this fork in the road. There's some sort of development that you're going to either need to undergo or that you are currently going through right now to help you receive or to help you better what you have going on, okay? Whoever this message is for. Because whatever this fork in the road is, you are at a place right now where you're feeling kind of trapped, okay, within this. Maybe you feel like you have no control over something. Or maybe you feel like you've worked so hard, you haven't seen anything happen yet, okay? But there's something about you needing to let go of control and just allow things to fade out or play out the way they're supposed to. Because the more control you put on the end result, the more you are actually limiting yourself. Because how can you, you know where you want to, you know the goal, right? Or hopefully you figure out what the goal is. And you are like, okay, so my dream, my end result is to, okay, boom, I want to open up a botanica. The end result is me opening up a botanica, doing my readings, selling my candles, doing the things that I love to do. That's a true dream of mine, opening up a botanica, right? Now, I can have goals. I can make, I can create steps as to getting into it. But if I'm looking at just the end piece of having a botanica and I say, okay, I'm going to have a botanica, it's going to be X, Y, and Z, I miss out on so much because there's so much more that the universe might want to bless me with in the process of this botanica. Like, the botanica is not the end all be all. Even once when you get this goal accomplished, there's still a next part. Like, it's not over, it's not over. And it's trying to create an end result immediately is going to cause you to lose control. It's going to cause you to have these control dynamics, and it's going to cause you to feel trapped in what you have going on, okay? So with the 7 of Pentacles, excuse me, guys, and the fates, there is something, right? There is something that Spirit wants to bring to you that is way beyond what you could possibly imagine. So this fork in the road might feel like an obstacle. It might feel like the devil's trying you. It might feel uncomfortable. It might feel like, well, why am I doing this? What's the reason of me even doing this? Why? Like, how come every time I get started, X, Y, and Z? Baby, because there's something more. There's something better out there for you. And Spirit is like, if you're going to, you've been patient this whole time. You've been talking about it the whole time. Why not be a little bit more patient and try it this way or that way? It's like Spirit is helping you cook up this recipe, okay? You know, this divineness that's coming in. And this is true satisfaction and wish fulfillment. Like whatever this is, whatever this fork in the road is, spirit is bringing to you everything that you asked for, okay? There's some sort of fulfillment in this. And that's why they want you to stop. Look, y'all can't make this shit up. Please use your discernment. Don't be quick to make a decision. Pray on everything. With the Seven of Cups, pray on it all. Like, pray on it, think about it, you know, envision it, whatever the case may be. But to be fair, I know that a lot of things, you know, a lot of things look good and it's not, right? I was listening to Jane Aiko the other day, and, you know, she's like, everything sweet ain't sugar coated, and it's fucking not, you know? And so I know that you're used to being on the bad end of things. So you're kind of like, well, I don't know, because if I, you know, it sounds good, but then X, Y, and Z. No, baby. Things are being made fair and it is good. So again, don't be quick to make a decision, okay? Because you're going to have a lot of options coming in, or if you're so used to doing the right thing and an opportunity comes in, it might sound like, yeah, but if I do that, then da. But it's like, no, baby, if you live on the edge, because there's fulfillment over here. There's happiness over here. Spirit is guiding this for you. This is not something where you're going to feel like you're in control of it. This is something that's going to randomly happen. It's like, psst, hey, come over here. I got da in my trunk. And the da is exactly what the fuck you need, but you don't know who this person is, right? And so your heart is like, hell yeah, like I'm about to go see if they really got in their trunk, but your mind is like, bitch, and then what? If it's not in the trunk, what you gonna do? You know, your mind is trying to control the spiritual, because physically speaking, but the spiritual, your heart and the spiritual is like, no, this is a gift. Let's take this gift. So this can be the battle, and that's what can leave with the Eight of Wands or the Eight of Swords here, that's what can leave you in this negative thinking, okay, or this limited belief. But anything that spirit brings you, it's always for the greater good. Even if it feel like you getting your ass whooped in the meantime. Spirit's never just gonna bring you a pile of shit and you not rewarded afterwards. Or during it, okay? We have the Hangman card here. This is Pisces energy. Spirit is calling for you to surrender and let go. Like, you need to look at these new perspectives. Like, again, I just see my dad at the flea market. So when I was younger, we used to go to the flea market all the time. My daddy is a bald-headed Taurus man. He used to sell WWE, Stone Cold Steve Austin shirts. He did taxes. He had rental properties. Okay, by any means. That's where I get by any means from. Okay, and we would go to the flea market, baby. He would get me jewelry. He would get me Bow Wow CDs. I mean, I was buying Clinique makeup. I was the only kid wearing Clinique, you know, just bullshit, but right. Okay, and one thing that my dad used to say when we go to the flea market, he'd be like, what do you want? And I'd be like, this time I want da. And he would be like, okay. And we would go, and as soon as I see it, I'd be like, Daddy, that's it right there. And he'd be like, well, let's walk around. And I'm like, but it's right there. You know, it's right there. If it sells out, then what am I going to do? I wanted a Gigapet so bad. And the Gigapets was all sold out at the stores. Y'all, I'm really throwing it back. If you a 90s baby, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about with the Gigapets, okay? And it was all sold out at the stores, and I wanted a Gigapet. My daddy was like, we're going to check the flea market over the weekend. I had 2 Gigapets. They already died. My friends had 4, 5, 6 Gigapets, okay, on a keychain. Like, that's how real Gigapets was, okay? And we at the flea market, and the very first place that we walk into, you know, because the flea market was outside and inside, you know, I don't know, just walk with me, y'all. The very first place we stopped at, they had Gigapets. They had Nano Pets, not Gigapets. Now, they had Nano Pets. Do y'all remember Nano Pets? There's a big difference. Walk with me. I ain't want no Nano Pet. Okay, I already had a Nano Pet. I wanted some Gigapets. So I'm like, they got the nano pet. I'm like, I'm just get that. My dad was like, well, hold on, let's just see. He's like, let's walk around. And he was trying to teach me business because the person there, they knew I wanted it, you know? And they're like, yeah, I only got a couple left. They've been selling out. They're doing that thing. But my daddy is a true hustler. So, and he had faith that, you don't never just stop and get it at the first spot. We at the flea market, baby. You got to learn flea market mannerisms. You walk around, ho, then you go buy it, okay? If anything, you ask them to hold the shit for you, and maybe they will, maybe they won't. And so I'm like, no, I want this. I want this. I'm going to get this. And he was like, but that's not even what you wanted, right? And I'm like, I'm just arguing and crying and, I'm doing the thing because how dare you deny me? So he said, okay. And this is where I got the I'm going to make an example out of you term from. Okay, this is why I be making examples out of people. He said, okay. He said, well, I'm going to make an example out of you. And if we find the gigapets later and you get this now, you can't have them later. So I'm like, all right, deal. I'm going to take one big old nana pet in exchange for the little gigapets and fuck it, Now, I probably could have got the 2-3 gigapets from him because that's how many I wanted from the door. And he never said no, just one, So we walk in, I got my nana pet, I'm hooking it up. I'm doing a little thing. He done punched a little thing in the back of it. I'm trying to say, y'all know. And I don't know how long, in a kid's mind, baby, it felt like 4 hours later, but I'm sure it wasn't. What do we see? A stand full of motherfucking gigapets. I ran to that stand. Gigapets for days. Gigapets for motherfucking days. I had an unlimited supply of gigapets. Okay? I'm clicking on them. I'm picking them up. I'm touching shit. And my dad never walked over to the stand. So I'm waiting for my dad to come because I know what you said, but look at these gigapets. Let's take this nano pet back. Baby, this is the flea market. You don't take shit back to the flea market. Okay? There's no receipt for this. He made an example out of me that day. I didn't get no gigapets. What I could have had 2-3 gigapets, and instead I got a nano pet and I learned my lesson. He made an example out of me, and when he said something, he only said it once, and baby, that's it. That's all. I say all that to say this. Spirit is about to come through and do what Spirit does best. And one thing about Spirit is you never know how the fuck it's going to show up, who is going to come through. You never know who's an angel in disguise. You never know when Spirit's going to arrive. Okay? And if you're the type where you always want to do things right, or you always want to follow a certain order, or you never want to take that leap, or whatever, I don't know who's out there honking that damn horn, but it's like, what? Right, like a damn clown, okay? Spirit, you never know what you're going to miss out on when Spirit comes busting through that door with this offer. You never know what you're going to miss out on. Or if you jump on the first thing and you don't think about it, you never know what could come in later. I don't know. Take it however you need to. I tell you all the time, flip it, twist, reverse it. But Spirit is making something fair, and they're coming in with something that you've been asking for, something grand. But in the midst of this fork on the road, you have this goodness. You have, all that you know, all that you've worked hard toward, all that you've been practicing. And you're trying to hold on to everything that you've been practicing. But by you holding on, you're becoming too rigid and you're causing this mental overload. When what Spirit is trying to bring into you is nothing but satisfaction. Is a strong, solid investment. And the judgment of this is beautiful. So do not miss this fork in the road. Do not miss this fork in the road, y'all. Do not miss this fork in the road. What's this not for you? What's this not for you? Clarify this not for you, Spirit. Wow. This is deep. Clarify this not for you, Spirit. We got Leo energy here with the Strength card. Wow. Let me tell you what's not for you, babies. What's not for you is being a hard ass. Look at this. We have the Strength card upright and the World in reverse. What's not for you is walking around here fronting and stunting like shit is sweet and it's not. Walking around here acting like you just so fucking hard. Even the bullies are soft as fuck. That's what's not for you. Stop doing the struggle because you have to. Stop being strong because you're the strongest one. Like, that's what's not for you. Like, you're making it again. Let's look at this. Emperor in reverse. I ain't never had the Emperor fly out in reverse. So this reading is crazy to me. You're creating this rigidness over your life because you want to be strong. This is what you need to leave behind. That strength that you have. Okay. Again, there's a time to fight and there is a time to be strong. But wanting to be the strong one and everything will get you fucked up, especially when it's a spirit trying to bring you a blessing. Imagine you praying for something and God finally give it to you and you go, you know what, God, never mind. Man, what? The next time you call on God, you better be ready to figure it the fuck out, ho, because, bitch, please. Okay, that's what it's given. What's this by the book, Spirit? Clarify this by the book so we can close off this reading soon. Dang, 3 cards flew out. We have the 9 of Swords. We have the High Priestess and the Queen of Swords by the book. Let me tell you something. All that worrying and stressing. Now look, because look, this shit is telling its own story. All that worrying and stressing that you be doing, it literally puts you in what? Feeling trapped, right? All that worrying and stressing that you doing, all that praying and shit that you over here saying, and then you not being sharp or using your discernment when it comes time to your prayers being answered. Like, what? If you gonna pray. If you gonna manifest. If you gonna do these things, do them. But once when you do them, you know the motherfucking rules. Doing it and then falling back into some bullshit, please. You either believe it or you don't. You either have faith or you don't. It either is or it won't. So what you doing it for if you don't believe it? Why you praying if you don't believe that your prayer is going to come true? Why you manifesting if you think that it's not for you? Why you putting these limiting beliefs on you? Because you want to be strong? Because you want to say you did it with no help? Because you want to be bigger than the program, bigger than God? Please. All that glitters. King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Pure satisfaction. Clarify all that glitters for my trap babies. Clarify all that glitters for my trap babies. We have the Knight of Pentacles that came out in a challenge position. The Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady wins the race. But this is given. This ain't something that's coming in slow. This is something that's going to come in fast. We have the Hermit card. All that glitters. That wisdom. That new opportunities. 4 of Cups in reverse. 10 of Swords in reverse. Healing. New beginnings. The light at the end of the tunnel. All that glitters. All that glitters. What if you got tunnel vision and you seen the light, you seen the goal, and then you got there and it was bigger than what you ever expected. Have you ever like went hiking before? So I used to go hiking in San Diego a lot. And there was this one like, okay, it wasn't in San Diego, it was in Los Angeles. There was this place called Dante's Garden, okay? And I don't remember what mountain I was hiking, but you can basically hike it and you can see the Los Angeles sign, like you can see the Hollywood sign, excuse me. You can see all types of shit. But anyways, in the midst of hiking, there was this little, it was like Dante's Garden, and it was just this bench, right? But if you took your ass down into the crevices, there was a whole motherfucking paradise down there. I used to go out and eat my apples. I used to take a nap. They had trees that were carved into fucking chairs. I used to smoke my weed. I used to do everything down there. And I would hear all the people talking. They're like, Dante's Garden, this is just a bench. Like, I would hear motherfuckers saying shit, and I'm down there like, they don't know. They don't know. I used to look both ways before I would sneak my ass down there because I didn't want it was paradise. It was paradise. So what if you just held on to that little bit of faith? You let go of all the rah-rah bullshit. It's easier said than done. You decided you ain't gonna be no strong bitch no more. And you just fell upon spirit and allowed them to carry your ass the way that you've been praying for them to carry you anyways. What would you receive? You would receive stability that did not come in slow, but it did come in steady because we had that as a challenge. You will receive wisdom and guidance. You will receive new opportunities. Emotionally, you would feel renewed. You will receive healing. Again, new opportunities. And you will be gifted with compassion and generosity. Baby, I just don't know what else to say. This is the reading, y'all. This is the reading. All right, babies. I love y'all and I love y'all for free. Peace.